Surah Al-Mu'min, section 222. Indeed, we sent Moses to Pharaoh, Haman, and Karun with our signs and a clear proof as a messenger. But they said, "This is a magician, a great liar." Thus, when Moses came to them with the truth from us, they said, "Kill the sons of those who have believed with him. Leave them uneducated and without instruction, creating a powerless mass. And disgrace their women," they said. The scheme of the disbelievers, those who knowingly reject the divinity and lordship of Allah, is nothing but destined to fail. And Pharaoh said, "Leave me to kill Moses, let him call upon his Lord. Indeed, I fear that he may change your religion or cause chaos in this land, exposing our corrupt system," he said. And Moses said, "Indeed, I seek refuge in my Lord and your Lord from every arrogant one who does not believe in the day of reckoning." And a brave man from the family of Pharaoh, who was hiding his faith, "Will you kill a man just because he says, 'My Lord is Allah'? Yet he has certainly come to you with clear signs from your Lord, and if he is a liar, then his lie will be against him. But if he is truthful, then some of what he threatens you with will befall you. Indeed, Allah does not guide one who is a transgressor and a liar. O my people, today the dominion is yours, being manifest in the land. So, if it comes, who will help us and save us from the wrath of Allah?" He said. Pharaoh said, "I show you only what I see, and I guide you only to the path of reason and wisdom." Again the one who had believed said, "O my people, indeed I fear for you a day like that of the people of Noah and the fate of Ad, Thamud, and those after them. And Allah does not want injustice or wrongdoing for his servants. O people, indeed I fear for you from the day of calling, shouting, and fleeing, the day you will turn your backs and flee. There is no protector for you against Allah, and whomever Allah leads astray, there is no guide for him. And indeed Joseph had come to you before with clear proofs. At that time, you had uncertain and insufficient knowledge about what he brought to you. And when he died, you said, 'After him, Allah will never send a messenger.' Thus does Allah lead astray those who argue about his signs, symbols, and revelations without any authority having come to them, those who diminish the truth and are skeptical. This situation is greatly detested in the sight of Allah and among the believers. Thus Allah said, He places a seal upon the heart of every arrogant tyrant." And Pharaoh, "O my, build me a tower, so that I may reach the means of the heavens, and understand what the God of Moses is. And indeed I think he is a liar," he said. Thus, the evil of Pharaoh's deeds was made to appear attractive to him, and he was led astray. And Pharaoh's scheme only led to loss and suffering. Again, the one who had believed, "O my people, follow me so that I may guide you to the path of wisdom." O my people, this lowly life is only a temporary gain. The hereafter is certainly the true abode. It is the true dwelling place. Whoever does an evil deed will only be recompensed with the like thereof. And whoever, male or female, does righteous deeds as a believer, they will enter paradise, where they will be provided for without measure. Again, "O my people, what is wrong with me, that while you invite me to the fire, I invite you to salvation. You invite me to disbelieve in Allah and to associate with Him that of which I have no knowledge. But I invite you to the one who is all-powerful, and I invite to Allah who is most forgiving. It is undeniable that what you invite me to has no call in this world or in the hereafter. And indeed, our return is to Allah, and surely those who distort the truth are the companions of hell. Soon you will remember what I have told you, and I entrust my affair to Allah. Indeed, Allah is the best observer of His servants, he said. Then Allah protected that believer from the evils of their schemes and traps. As for Pharaoh's close ones, the worst of punishments, the fire surrounded them. They are continuously presented to the fire. On the day when the resurrection will occur, throw Pharaoh's close ones into the most severe punishment. And while they argue with each other in the fire, the weak will say to those who were arrogant, "Indeed, we were followers of yours. Can you now relieve us of a portion of the fire?" They will say, those who were arrogant will say, "Indeed, we are all in it together." Indeed, Allah has already judged between His servants, they will say. And those in the fire will say to the keepers of hell, "Pray to your Lord to lighten the punishment for us for just one day." The keepers will say, "Did your messengers not come to you with clear proofs?" They will say, "Yes, they did bring them." They will say, the keepers will say, "Then pray yourselves." They will say, the supplication of the disbelievers, those who knowingly rejected Allah's divinity and lordship, is nothing but in vain. Nečim, Shadru. Indeed, we will surely help our messengers and those who have believed in this simple worldly life, and on the day when the witnesses will stand to testify. On that day, those who wrongfully associated partners and acted to their own detriment will find no benefit in their excuses, and they will face exclusion and deprivation. The worst abode is for them, and indeed we gave Moses guidance, as a guide and a reminder for those of sound intellect. And we made the children of Israel inherit that book. So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is true. Seek forgiveness for your sin. Constantly purify your Lord with His praise from all deficiencies. Indeed, those who argue about the signs, symbols, and indications of Allah without any definitive proof that has come to them have nothing but arrogance in their hearts that they will never attain. So seek refuge in Allah immediately. Indeed, He is the best listener and the best observer. Surely the creation of the heavens and the earth is greater than the creation of mankind. But most people do not know, and the blind and the seeing are not equal. Those who have believed and done righteous deeds are not equal to those who do evil. How little you reflect? Indeed, the moment of the day of judgment will certainly come. There is no doubt about it. But most people do not believe. And your Lord said, "Call upon me, and I will respond to you." Indeed, those who are too proud to worship me will soon enter hell humiliated. Allah made the night for you to rest in, and the day as a source of light and for developing thought. Indeed, Allah is bountiful towards people, yet most people do not repay the blessings given to them. He is the creator of everything. This is your Lord Allah, There is no deity other than him. So how are you being turned away? Thus are those who knowingly deny the signs of Allah turned away. Allah is the one who made the earth a dwelling place for you, and the sky a structure, who shaped you, and how beautiful He made your forms, and who provided you with pure sustenance. That is your Lord Allah. How generous is Allah, the Lord of all worlds! He is the living one. There is no deity except Him. Therefore, be among those who purify their religion solely for Him. Pray on Him. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds. No one else can be praised. Say, when clear proofs came to me from my Lord, I was indeed forbidden to worship all those you invoke besides Allah, and I was commanded to submit to the Lord of all worlds, to become a Muslim. This, then reaching a strong, powerful age, then becoming elderly, reaching a predetermined term, and using your intellect, He is the one who created you from dust, then from a drop of fluid, then from an embryo. Then He brings you forth as a weak, small child. Some of you are taken in death earlier. The things you have done in the past and the things you should have done but didn't are reminded to you, one by one. He gives life and causes death. When He decrees a matter, He only says to it, be, and it is. Netim, Dosh Bench. Have you not seen those who dispute about the signs of Allah? Have you never thought how they are turned away, those who deny the book, and especially what we sent with our messengers? Surely they will know when they are dragged with shackles and chains into boiling water and then burned in the fire. Then where are those things which you ascribe to them as partners besides Allah? It will be said, they have vanished from us. In fact, we were not invoking anything before, they will say. Thus does Allah lead astray the disbelievers, those who knowingly reject His divinity and lordship. This is because of your unjust arrogance and pride on the earth. Enter the gates of hell to abide therein eternally. How evil is the abode of the arrogant. Surah An-Najm, verse 229. So be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is true. Whether we show you some of what we have promised them or cause you to die, we will remind them of what they have done and what they should have done, and they will only be returned to us. And indeed we have sent many messengers before you. Of them, we have told you about some, and others we have not told you about. No messenger can bring a sign or miracle without Allah's permission and knowledge. When Allah's command comes, it will be fulfilled with truth. It is here that the falsehood adherents suffer loss and pain. Nečim, Vestodorshedem. Allah is the one who created and arranged animals for you, so that you may ride some of them. You eat from some of them, and there are many other benefits for you from them. And Allah is the one who created and arranged the animals, so that you may fulfill a desire in your hearts through them. And you are carried on them and on ships. And Allah shows you His signs and indicators. So, which of Allah's signs and indicators will you deny now? Nečim, Todvoshosem. Do they not travel through the earth and observe how the end of those before them was? They were more numerous and stronger than them, and more formidable in the solidity of their traces on the earth. Yet what they had earned did not benefit them. When their messengers came to them with clear proofs, they were arrogant due to the knowledge they possessed, but that which they mocked surrounded them. Then, whenever they saw our wrath, they said, "We believe in the oneness of Allah and we reject the partners we associated with Him." But their belief at the time they saw our wrath was not going to benefit them. The ongoing practice concerning Allah's servants. Thus the disbelievers, those who knowingly rejected the divinity and lordship of Allah, lost here and suffered loss. Surah Fussilat, Meccan period. Star 229. Hamim. An Arabic Quran with its verses detailed and divided into sections as a bringer of good news and a warner for a knowledgeable society, a book sent down by Allah, the most merciful in the world to all living beings, the possessor of vast mercy. Despite this, most of them have remained distant. Now they do not listen, and they say, "Our hearts are in coverings against that to which you invite us." There is a heaviness in our ears, and between us and you is a barrier. So do what you can. Indeed, we are also doing, they said. Say, "I am only a human like you. It is revealed to me that your God is one God. So turn to Him sincerely and seek His forgiveness. And those who do not give the zakat, which is the tax given sincerely as a duty of servitude and a debt of faith by the believers for the spread and maintenance of Allah's religion, and for the establishment of prayer and the hereafter. Woe to those who knowingly reject the disbelievers, the very ones who associate partners. Indeed, those who believe and do righteous deeds, for them there is no end. They are the ones with an inexhaustible, unreciprocated reward." Nețim 30. Say, will you indeed cover up the one who created the earth in 2 phases? Will you not believe, and yet you associate partners with Him? He is the Lord of the worlds, and He placed firm mountains on the earth. He brought forth blessings there. He arranged sustenance in 4 phases, equally for those who seek without discrimination. Then He established His sovereignty over the sky, which was in a state of smoke, and said to it and the earth, "Come willingly or unwillingly." They both all said, "We come willingly." Thus Allah completed them as 7 heavens in 2 phases, and He assigned each heaven its own task. We adorned the nearest heaven with lamps and protection. This is it. This is the arrangement of the most exalted, the most powerful, the most honorable, the one who cannot be defeated, the absolute victor, the all-knowing. Nețim 31. Yet if they still remain distant, then say immediately, "I have warned you against a terrifying event, similar to the overwhelming fear and fainting of the people of Ad and Thamud. Remember when messengers came to them from every direction, saying not to worship anyone but Allah. If they had wished, their Lord would have certainly sent down angels. Therefore they said, we are those who knowingly reject and disbelieve in what you have been sent with. As for Ad, they arrogantly boasted on earth without right, saying, who is stronger than us in power? Did they not see that Allah, who created them, is certainly stronger than them in power? and they knowingly denied our signs. Therefore, we sent upon them a freezing hurricane on those ominous days to make them taste the disgraceful punishment in this simplest worldly life. The punishment of the hereafter, however, is certainly more disgraceful, and they will not be helped. As for Thamud, indeed, we showed them the right path, but they preferred blindness over the right path. As a result, the terrifying fear of the humiliating punishment seized them because of what they had earned. And we saved those who had believed and those who were under Allah's protection. 232. And on the day when the enemies of Allah are gathered together, they will be driven to the fire. When they finally arrive there, their hearing, sight, and skins will testify against them regarding what they used to do. And they will say to their skins, "Why did you testify against us?" They said, "Allah, who made everything speak, has made us speak, and He created you the first time, and to Him you are being returned. Did you not hide yourselves, fearing that your hearing, sight, and skins would testify against you? But you assumed that Allah would not know much of what you were doing. This belief of yours, the belief you held about your Lord, has led you to ruin. Thus you became among those who suffer loss and pain. Now, if they persist in their belief of associating partners and denial, then their abode will be the fire. And if they try to offer excuses, they are not the ones whose excuses will be accepted. And we enveloped them with their peers, their devils, like a shell. They made everything in front of them, behind them, and all around them appear attractive to them. The word that was in effect for all those who came before them, for the communities that passed before them, became true upon them. Indeed, they were those who suffered loss and pain. Nechim, verse 33. And the disbelievers, those who knowingly reject the divinity and lordship of Allah, said, "Do not listen to this Quran and make noise during its recitation so that you may overcome it and prevent its understanding by any means possible." Now, we will certainly make the disbelievers, those who have knowingly rejected the divinity and lordship of Allah, taste a severe punishment. And we will surely recompense them with the worst of what they have done. This is the recompense for the enemies of Allah. It is fire. As a punishment for knowingly denying our signs, they will have an eternal abode there. And those disbelievers are the ones who have knowingly rejected the divinity and lordship of Allah. Show us those who lead us astray from the right path, whether we know them or not. They said, "Let us keep them under our feet, so that they may be among the lowest." Surah Fussilat, verse 234. Say, "Indeed, my Lord is Allah," and then remain steadfast. Upon them the angels descend continuously. Do not fear, nor grieve, but rejoice in the paradise that you have been promised. We are your protectors in this worldly life and in the hereafter. In paradise, there is everything your souls desire as a gift from the Lord of vast mercy, who covers his servants' sins abundantly, does not punish them, and is generous in forgiveness. And there, whatever you wish for is yours. And who is better in speech than one who calls to Allah, does righteous deeds, and says, "Indeed, I am of the Muslims." And all beauties, all goodness, are not equal. All ugliness, all evil are not equal either. Repel evil with what is better, with the best of beauty and goodness. Then the one with whom you have enmity will become as if he were a warm friend. Only those who are patient are granted this mature behavior. Only those who have a great share are granted this. And if an evil thought from Satan provokes you, seek refuge in Allah immediately. Indeed, He is the one who hears best and knows most. Netim 230 go. And the night, the day, the sun, and the moon are among His signs and indicators. Do not bow down and show submission to the sun and the moon. And if you worship only Allah, then bow down and show submission to Allah who created them. Nevertheless, if they act arrogantly, let them know that those who know their Lord well always purify Allah from any deficiencies for Him, and they never tire. Indeed, seeing the earth humbled, and then when we send down water upon it, its stirring and swelling are among His signs. Surely He who gives it life is certainly capable of reviving the dead as well. Indeed, He is capable of all things. Indeed, those who deviate from the truth and deny our signs and indicators do not remain hidden from us. So is the one who will be thrown into the fire better, or the one who will come on the day of resurrection in security. Do as you wish. Surely Allah is the best observer of what you do. Netim, indeed, the admonition, the Quran, those who knowingly reject it when it comes to them, and indeed that admonition, the book, must be revealed by the best lawmaker, who effectively prevents corruption, makes it firm, and is praised, worthy of praise. It is a very honorable book to which falsehood does not come from before it or behind it. Nothing is said to you except what was said to the messengers before you. Surely your Lord is indeed the possessor of forgiveness, and the possessor of a painful punishment. And if we had made it a reading in a foreign language, the Quran, they would certainly have said its verses should be detailed. Is it not a foreign language, or is it Arabic? They would say it is a guidance and a healing for those who believe. As for those who do not believe, there is a heaviness in their ears, and that admonition, the Quran, is a blindness upon them. They are being called from a very distant place. And indeed, we gave Moses the book. There was disagreement about it. If it were not for a word that had already gone forth from your Lord, it would have been settled between them. And indeed, they are in doubt about it. The Quran with insufficient knowledge. Nechmi 37. Whoever does righteous deeds, it is for his own benefit. And whoever does evil, it is against himself. And your Lord is not at all unjust. To the servants, the knowledge of the hour is left only to Allah. No fruit emerges from its sheath without His knowledge. No female conceives or gives birth, nor does she miscarry. And Allah not will say to them, "Where are my partners?" On the day He calls out to them, they will say, "We declare to you that none of us is a witness to that." And whatever they used to worship before will have vanished from them. They also realized well that there is no place for them to escape. A person never tires of asking for good, but when harm touches him, he is immediately despondent and hopeless. And if we let him taste mercy from us after a hardship has touched him, without a doubt, this is my right, and I do not think the hour of judgment will come. And if I am returned to my Lord, surely there will be the best for me in his presence, he says. Therefore, we will surely inform the disbelievers, those who knowingly reject Allah's divinity and lordship, of what they did, and we will certainly let them taste a harsh punishment. And when we bestow a favor upon man, he distances himself, turns away. But when harm touches him, he is full of broad supplications. He pleads and pleads. Say, have you ever considered, if the Quran is from Allah and then you have concealed this truth, who is more astray than the one who is in a distant schism? Who could it be? We will show them our signs, in the horizons and within themselves, until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. Is it not sufficient that your Lord is a witness over all things? Behold, indeed they are, in doubt about meeting their Lord. Behold, indeed Allah encompasses all things. Surah Ash-Shura, Meccan period, verse 238. Ha, Mim, Ain, Sin, Kaf. The most exalted, the most powerful, the most honorable, the one who cannot be defeated, the absolute victor, the best lawgiver, the one who best prevents corruption, the one who makes things firm, Allah reveals to you and to those before you in this way. Everything in the heavens and the earth belongs only to him. He is most exalted, most great. The heavens are almost bursting from above them. All forces, along with the verses of the Quran, purify their Lord from any deficiencies with praise. And they ask for forgiveness for those on earth. Behold, indeed, Allah is most forgiving, most merciful. And apart from him, a helper, a guide, those who take protectors besides Allah. He records what they do. And you are not the one who sets all living and non-living beings according to a specific program and supports this program by maintaining it. Thus, we have revealed to you the mother of cities, so that you may warn the people of Mecca and those around it, and so that you may warn them of the day of gathering, about which there is no doubt. We have revealed to you an Arabic Quran. One group is in paradise, and another group is in hell. And if Allah had willed, He would have made them a single community. But He admits whom He wills into His mercy. As for those who associate partners and act wrongly to their own detriment, they have no protector, guide, close, friend, or helper. Or do they? Except some helpers, guides, protectors, and close allies besides Him. Indeed, Allah is the helper. He is the true guide, protector, and close ally. And He revives the dead and is capable of everything. Indeed, He is the creator and originator of the heavens and the earth. He has created for you spouses from among yourselves and pairs from the animals. He propagates and produces you within this system. There is nothing like Him. And He is the best hearer, the best seer. The keys of the heavens and the earth belong only to Him. He expands and measures the provision for whomever He wills. Indeed, He is the best knower of everything. Allah made the way of life that He conveyed as an obligation to Noah what we have revealed to you, and what we conveyed as an obligation to Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Establish the religion, uphold it, and do not be divided in it. What you are inviting them to is burdensome for those who associate partners Allah chooses whom He wills for Himself and guides those who turn to Him wholeheartedly to what they are invited. And they only became divided after knowledge had come to them, out of transgression among themselves. If it had not been for a word that had already gone forth from your Lord for an appointed term, it would have been settled between them. And indeed, those who were made heirs to the book after them are in grave doubt concerning it, leading to indecision due to insufficient and uncertain knowledge. Therefore, invite and be upright as you have been commanded. Do not follow their vain desires and say, I have believed in what Allah has revealed of the book, and I have been commanded to establish justice among you. Allah is our Lord and your Lord. Our deeds are for us, and your deeds are for you. It belongs only to you. There is no evidence between us and you. Allah will gather us together, and to Him is the return. And whatever you differ about, its ruling belongs to Allah. This is my Lord Allah. I have entrusted the outcome to Him alone, and I turn them only to Him. Neçim, Sëtrijneut. And those who argue about Allah after He has been responded to, their evidence is invalidated with their Lord. And upon them is displeasure, and for them is a severe punishment. Allah is the one who sent down this book and the balance, the measure, with truth. And what will inform you? Perhaps the time of the apocalypse is very near. Those who do not believe in it wish for the apocalypse to come quickly. But the believers tremble with fear of it, and know that it is the truth. Be aware that those who argue about the time of the apocalypse are certainly in an irreversible error. Allah is the one who grants many gifts to His servants. He provides sustenance to whomever He wills. And He is capable of everything. He is the most exalted, the most powerful, the most honorable, the one who cannot be defeated, the absolute victor. Whoever desires the harvest of the hereafter, we will increase for him in his harvest. And whoever desires the field of this world, we give him from it as well. But he will have no share in the hereafter. Or do they have partners who have made lawful for them, in religion, that which Allah has not allowed? If it were not for the decisive word, their matter would have been settled between them. And indeed, those who wrongfully associate partners, acting to their own detriment, are the ones for whom there is a painful punishment. You will see those who wrongfully associate partners acting to their own detriment, terrified because of what they have earned when it befalls them. Those who have believed and done righteous deeds are in the gardens of paradise. They have whatever they desire with their Lord. This is indeed the great reward. This is what Allah gives as glad tidings to His servants who believe and do righteous deeds. Say, I ask of you no reward for this message except love in kinship. And whoever does a good deed, we will increase for him good therein. Indeed, verily, Allah is most forgiving and appreciative. Or did they invent a lie against Allah? They say, indeed, if Allah wills, He can seal your heart as well. He abolishes falsehood and establishes the truth with His words. Indeed, He is well aware of what is in the hearts. And He accepts the repentance of His servants, forgives wrongdoings, and knows what you do. And He rewards those who have believed and done righteous deeds, and He gives them more from His bounty. As for the disbelievers, those who knowingly reject Allah's divinity and lordship, a severe punishment awaits them. And if Allah were to extend provision abundantly for His servants, they would surely transgress on the earth. However, Allah sends down provision in a measured amount to whom He wills. Indeed, He is the most aware of His servants, and the best observer. And He is the one who sends down rain after people have despaired and spreads His mercy. And He is worthy of all praise, the Helper, the Guide, the Protector, the Near One. And the creation of the heavens and the earth and the spreading of every creature within them are among His signs. And He is capable of gathering them all together whenever He wills. And whatever misfortune befalls you is because of what your own hands have earned. Yet He forgives much, and you cannot escape Him on earth. And you have no protector or helper besides Allah. And among His signs are those that sail like mountains through the sea. If He wills, He can still the wind, and they would remain motionless on the sea's surface. Indeed, in this are signs for all who are patient and grateful. There are many signs, many indicators. Or Allah may destroy them for what they have earned. Yet He forgives many, and our signs are indicators. Those who dispute about our signs know that there is no escape for them. Whatever you have been given is merely a gain of the worldly life. It is only a temporary benefit of the worldly life. But what is with Allah, the blessings and rewards are for those who have believed and rely solely on their Lord for the outcome. For those who avoid things that cause a waste of time, delay in doing good, cause harm, create faults, and who refrain from major sins and indecencies, and forgive when something displeasing is done. Those who respond to the call of their Lord establish prayer and provide support financially and mentally. Those who establish and uphold institutions that enlighten society and manage their affairs among themselves. Those who consult together to find and bring out the best aspect of a matter and spend in the way of Allah from what we have provided them. For those who provide for the sustenance of others, especially their close ones, and when they are wronged or attacked, they help each other and seek justice. It is better and more enduring. Значи, душката с and the recompense of an evil is an evil like it. But whoever forgives, bisa, and makes reconciliation, his reward is with Allah. Indeed, He does not love those who do wrong by associating partners and acting to their own detriment. And whoever defends himself after being wronged, there is no blame against them. The way is only against those who wrong people and commit transgressions upon the earth unjustly. They are the ones for whom there is a painful punishment. And whoever is patient and forgives, indeed, that is of the matters requiring determination. And whoever Allah leads astray, there is no helper, guide, or protector for him thereafter. And you will see those who wrongfully associate others with Allah, when they see the punishment, saying, "Is there any way to return?" And you will see them humbled, with their heads bowed down, glancing furtively around, as they are exposed to the fire. The believers will say, "Indeed, those who have truly lost are the ones who have harmed themselves and their families on the day of resurrection." Open your eyes. Indeed, those who wrongfully associate partners with Allah and act to their own detriment are in a continuous punishment. For them, there is no helper from anyone other than Allah. There is no helper, guide, or protector for them. And whomever Allah leads astray, there is no path for them. Respond to the calls of your Lord before a day comes from Allah that cannot be turned back, a day with no return. On that day there will be no refuge for you. There will be no way to make yourselves unrecognizable or to be unknown. Yet if they remain distant, let them know that we did not send you as a guardian over them. Your duty is only to convey the message. And indeed, when we let man taste mercy from us, he rejoices in it. But if harm befalls them because of what their hands have done, then you will see that indeed man is very ungrateful. Nasim, Dorsi. The sovereignty of the heavens and the earth belongs only to Allah. He creates what He wills, granting daughters to whom He wills, and granting sons to whom He wills. Or He pairs them as males and females, and makes whom He wills barren. Indeed, He is the all-knowing, the most powerful. And it is not for any human that Allah should speak to him except by revelation or from behind a veil, or by sending a messenger to reveal by His permission what He wills. Indeed, He is the Most High and Exalted, the best lawmaker, the best preventer of corruption, the most firm. Thus, we have revealed to you the Spirit, the Quran, from our command, from our affair. You did not know what the book was, nor what faith was, but we made it a light by which we guide whom we will of our servants. Without a doubt, you are indeed guiding to a straight path, the path of Allah, to whom belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. Behold, all matters return to Allah alone.